welcome to TNT Presents Wednesday night's main event.
Welcome.
I am Kelly Bullock, the Bullock Experience, Mr. Creek Junkie Extraordinaire. And right over here is
Mr. KB from KMV Anglers. And down below, we have the one and only Daryl Morrison.
What's up, guys?
Outdoors.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you taking your time out of your laying around and nursing that knee to join us.
It's called trying to get sympathy, man. I'll go a long ways to try to get sympathy out of people.
I was just going to say,
so everybody in chat go, oh,
poor Daryl.
Poor Daryl, how's your knee?
There you go.
They ain't gonna believe it now. I'm gonna have to show the dang 6-inch scar on my knee.
Now, who has a bigger scar, you or Bobcat?
Bobcat. Yeah.
Bobcat gets a bigger scar.
I thought you were going to ask me or Woody. Woody's had 2 knee replacement surgeries, so I was going to say Woody because he's got them on both knees. I think it must be catching because, I didn't have any problem with my knees. Then Woody has 2 knee replacement surgeries, one on each knee, and dang it, if I didn't have 2, but both of mine was on the same dang knee.
There you go.
There you go.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
See, I get no respect. My name's Rodney Dangerfield. Let me change that.
Yeah, that's right. There you
go. About got carried away with your entrance music. That's pretty cool.
Appreciate it.
Little new intro we come up with actually today.
That was awesome.
Put it together and everything, and I would have tried to do a little bit more to it, but I figured that would be sufficient.
Look who's in the house.
Data, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Data?
He says, "Sporting the Georgia hat proudly."
Yeah,
on a roll.
That's right, baby. How about them dogs?
Let's see. Let's do some shout outs here right quick. Well, let me set this phone off before we do all that.
All right, I'll start at the top. We got Uptown Chrissy Brown in the house. We got Miss Melissa. And I know Hogleg's pocket back there somewhere listening or sleeping. One of the two.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because he likes that Go Dogs thing.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
Buck Williams.
Go Dogs. There it is, right there.
Annette Catfishing. There's Buck Williams. Kentucky Redneck Outdoors. Mike Sampy. We got Squirrel Magnet. My buddy, Mr. Squirrel Magnet there fishing.
There you go.
922 Crappie Barbecue.
The BQ himself.
Yep, Mr. Dieter's in the house again. We got Catfish Fever and Outdoors, Mr. Lynn.
Joseph Bustle.
Yep. Donald Knott Sr., Dale Hayslip. Got 14 wonderful people in here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and share it out. And I know Daryl's got a couple people he wants to thank right off the bat, so go right ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
Hey, I just want to thank everybody that's in here tonight. I hope I can't see how many was in here in the beginning when we first started, and I hope it wasn't about 27 and we went down to 13 once they seen I was on. I really hope that didn't happen. So, guys, share us out where other people come in here and see this idiot they brought in here to try to get people to feel sorry for him. But I always try to start out whenever I'm on a live or do anything is to tell the sponsors that sponsor me, thank you very much. And Demon Dragons, Jeremy over there at Tackle Bandit, I appreciate them, what all they've ever done for me, and they've helped me out a lot, not only there but on the gathering also. Monster Hot Rod Holders, Steve Douglas has came on and worked with me and helped me out so much, and I really appreciate that. Catfish Sumo, Daniel. I can't say enough about this young man. He is a class act. I mean, has really backed me, done some ideas that he scratched his head on when we started doing the I told him, I said, hey, I want to do the King of the Tennessee River and do a championship belt and give it away every 3 months. And it'll be sponsored by Catfish Sumo. And he said, you want to do what? And I said, I want to do a belt. He goes, I said, I promise you. I said, we'll do this and it'll be a hit. And we done it. And he was like, oh, this is the greatest thing. He paid for the belt and everything. and supplies me with tackle and all. He's just an awesome guy. Anything I've ever asked him, he's just backed me 100%. So I want to appreciate that, guys. If you want any Demon Dragons, you can do Chunky for Chunky Chicken, Chunky 10 and or Chunky 20, and you get 20% off. Catfish Sumo, if you want any Catfish Sumo stuff, do TSO 10, you get 10% off. But also remember, anything you buy, that price includes shipping. So if you see like his hangry hooks are like $20 for 25 pack, which is less than $1 a hook. But that includes shipping, and you don't have to buy $50 or $100. If you spend that $20, that comes without any shipping prices. So always remember that when you're looking. That's an awesome deal through Catfish. And I just wanted to thank those guys. They're backing me, and I really appreciate that. Appreciate their stuff, and we always want to thank them whenever we get on somewhere like that. So appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
So,
Donald Knight wants to know: are you ready to start clogging, Daryl?
Absolutely not. Let me tell you, they said, look, this knee is good for 30 years if you don't do high impact like running or do like mountain hiking and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm sure clogging was probably in there somewhere. Now, them city doctors probably have no idea what buck dancing or clogging's all about. But I can promise you, this old boy, unless he falls off the wagon and ain't drank nothing since I was 17-year-old and I'm 59 years old now, or I get a hold of some of them good pain pills, we ain't doing no buck dancing or clogging. No more knee surgeries. I've had enough.
Melissa said that Bob was ready for his belt back, and Bobcat rolled in the house and said, "Yes, I am."
Yep.
We got
that Beal coming up too.
Yep, that's going to be Beal in the house. Any Fins in the house?
Yeah, that's going to be in a couple of months, and that's always a battle. That's what Dan was like. I wouldn't believe people wanted that belt so bad. I said, man, you put something out there that people can actually put their hands on, and it's they really fight for it.
Mr. Dexter Tang is in the house. Says, "What's up, gentlemen? I just got to my office. Wishing everyone a wonderful stream tonight."
Well, good morning, Dexter.
Yeah. Good morning in the future there, buddy.
Yep.
And as Miss Melissa said, if y'all can highlight that, y'all share this thing out.
Yes.
Please share it out.
Yep. There's Coastal Water, friend over there with her and Backlash Fisherman. Oops.
You guys hit the likes, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Jane said, "Oh no, it's Daryl." It's me.
Yep.
I forgot to do something. I did it earlier. Bam. Let's do that right there and put
banner out there.
Banner out there. So,
but yeah, we got a special little tribute later on in the show. Make sure you all are here, definitely for that. Definitely a good one. I think everybody's going to like that one. Definitely.
And then I've got a couple of questions afterwards that I want to ask guys, as well as the chat once we run that. But fake YouTube shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want to make an announcement. Something I called you about and didn't get you after you called me today, Kelly. But so I went to my speech therapist this morning, and in the process of going there and getting reevaluated and having a really good report, I got released to go back to work.
Nice. Awesome.
So I'm actually, I've never been so excited about wanting to go to work.
Yeah, I know. I guarantee Amy Jo's happy for you to go back to work too.
Yes, she's over there saying, I'm excited.
I bet even the teddy bear is ready for him to go back to work.
Yeah.
So that's been a highlight of my day. So
yeah, absolutely. It's definitely great news. Definitely to hear that. So let's get into it. And one of the things I told Daryl before the show is one question that I know Mike Greenwell put out on Facebook. If you could go fish either one, would you go fishing the Tennessee River or the Mississippi River, and why? So, Daryl, go for it.
Take it away, son. Take it away.
Take it away. Take it away. Talk.
Well, since I fished the Tennessee River, I know there's some people out there that catch some big fish in the Mississippi. But for me, and like I say, I fish it all the time. I would rather fish the Tennessee. From what I've seen, and I've not experienced being on Tennessee, on the Mississippi, I would love to get on it one day and plan on doing that. But there's some good fish that come out of there. But I believe it's a lot harder to fish. And from what I've seen, and there's a lot of circumstances that happen to be able to get to those fish, and they have a lot more commercial fishing that goes on, a lot more on that, and we do on the Tennessee River to an extent, but it's just such a big body of water.
Mm-hmm.
I believe if you're able to fish every day or at least once to twice a week on the Mississippi River, I think you could probably be good at it. But if you come to the Tennessee River and you've never fished it before, I'm not saying you can catch a giant, but I think you're more out to not get skunked on the Tennessee River than you would on the Mississippi River from what I've seen out there. I've been fishing the Tennessee River for over 3 years, and I've only been skunked on it 3 times. And 2 times have been this year, and it's just been some crazy stuff of me trying a couple of different things that I was trying different while I was out there. Because if you're not trying to learn anything, you'll never get better at anything. Mm-hmm. But up till this year, I had never been skunked but one time on the Tennessee River. And I fished it a lot, and I get that. But, I mean, even when I was starting out learning, I watched a lot of videos of Chat Cats, which is Joe Jellison and Kayak Catfish, and seen how they done it. And I went out there and replicated what they did. And the very first time I ever fished it, I started catching fish. And I don't really think that would be the case as much on the Mississippi River. People out in the chat can tell me, "Hey, you're crazy. That ain't the way it is." But I feel like watching as much. I mean, I see Creo out there, and he don't catch them. Like there's certain times of year he just could pretty much hang it up because he can go out there 3 or 4 times and not do any good. Where on the Tennessee River, I say it gets a lot of fishing pressure because there's a lot of YouTubers that fish and a lot more people that fish it. But I feel like if you go out there and fish it, even you, and I've seen it happen where Freddie and them's come down, hooks and hammocks came and caught a lot of good fish and nice fish. And the more you come, of course, the more areas you'll learn because catfish move around. But I think it would be more the Tennessee River if it was me. But I do want to go fish the Mississippi River one time. Mm. So.
You're muted.
Yeah, I am. I just realized. So we've got some comments here. Jeff Bill said that the Tennessee, he wants to go to Tennessee River.
He wants to go to Tennessee River so I can laugh at Daryl and he can bust my chops.
Come on, baby. I've done told you come down here. We'll go.
And then, of course, Melissa says Daryl's wearing his Georgia hat, proud because he ain't stupid. He knows to fish the Tennessee River.
That's right. Hey, I have people go, you fish Tennessee River because you can't catch. I love to bump them. Oh, yeah. I bet that takes some lead weights to bump it. You know, I fished the Tennessee River not because I can't catch catfish down here in Georgia. I fished Carter's Lake, which is down here, Altoona, Lake Lanier, and caught plenty of fish. That just wasn't the quality of fish that's up there in the Tennessee River. It takes me I'm about 30 minutes from Carter's Lake, which is just doesn't have hardly any big catfish in it at all. I think the record's like 38 pounds or something like that, flathead. Lake Lanier has some decent fish in it, but it's an hour to hour and 15 minutes away. I can travel an hour and 40 minutes at most and be on monster fish on the Tennessee River. So I was like, so 15 minutes difference, and I can catch a 60, 70 pounder over 15 to 30 pounders. Now I'm going Tennessee River.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, that's just the way it is.
If it wasn't for the fact it's about 3 hours from me, what we said, 4 hours, wasn't it, Kelly?
About
Yeah,
three and a half. About three and a half hours. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think you're about the same in the same
Yeah,
boat.
about the same difference.
And,
Yeah.
Hey, I told y'all, come on. Well, I'll take you out. Just let me know when you want to go.
Yeah.
We might not catch no monsters, but we're going to have fun chasing them. Thank you, Donald. I appreciate that, buddy.
Yep. Yeah. And then Bob said right after this, I'd like to thank Daryl and everyone who contributed to that. Said, God bless you all and thank you. Definitely.
Hey, I enjoy doing that. That, you know, when there's people out there that's in need, I feel like I'm supposed to help, and that's what I try to do. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Amy,
But that's my opinion on the Tennessee River versus the Mississippi, and I might go up there and have my mind totally changed. Of course, you know, if I lived up there, I'd be fishing it once a week like I do, or did. I haven't been over the Tennessee River in weeks and months, probably.
Apparently, Bob's also saying that, but yet you are up here fishing me and my grandpappy spot. So hey, move on back down to Georgia and go fish your spots.
Y'all gotta know, guys. We've got a. There's a bunch of us guys that have a group, little group message thing that all in a group, and it's just rough in there. He claims all spots I fish are either his or his grandpappy fished them before they ever dammed the river up. So I'm not supposed to fish any of them because they're his or his grandpappy's or his daddy's or his Aunt Ruth or Uncle Paul. I don't know who all it is that's supposed to own them spots. We have a good time though, I tell you.
So kind of go over the techniques that you do and what technique would you like to start doing on the Tennessee River?
God, you know, I've changed so much in the 3 years. When I first started, I was only an anchor fisherman, man. Anybody that didn't anchor fish were just stupid to me, you know. And I'm not calling anybody stupid. Listen to the story. In other words, I thought, you know, that was it because that's what I started doing. And when I started going, I was catching big fish and having a great time, and we were catching them all the time. And but there was times when you might only catch one or two a day, and I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, on Tennessee River, you're expecting to catch 5 or 6 to 8 a day when you go out. But there's just times when the river gets, when it's hot summertime on the river, I'm talking about, where the anchor fishing gets slow. Hey, Jody. And so it gets slow, but I would still just pound it out hunting those fish. And that's when you're anchor fishing, that's what you're doing. You're studying the river. I love doing that. Study the river, finding the rocks, finding the brush, figuring out if they're on the rocks, the brush, the sandy spots, the deep holes. It's all, and then once you figure it out, it's following those around on the river.
Now let me pause you there for a second. Now, when you were doing that 3 years ago, what kind of electronics were you using? Were you already kind of advanced on your electronics? Or were you using the old school?
No, I had some decent electronics.
Okay.
I don't say I'm the greatest at reading them, but I can see. I've had people say that's not fish. And I said, yeah, it is. They're laying right there and anchor down and catch 5 or 6 like that. And you know, you're looking for that, especially with catfish. If they're laying, I'm not. Let's put it this way: I'm not trying to catch a catfish that's suspended off the water when I'm anchor fishing. That's suspended in the water 20 foot off the bottom, because that, as far as I'm concerned, that catfish is traveling. My baits are on the bottom, you know. So why am I going to stop if I see a catfish that's 20 foot off the bottom and I'm all ready for anchor fishing? I'm looking for those that's laying right close to the bottom or in that brush pile or in that rock. And if you fish enough, you can just about tell whether that's a rock or a fish there. On a graph, you'll see a little bit of you'll see a little opening under it, like he's not laying just totally on bottom. And you know that's a fish. And you know, you're the one that told me that wasn't fish one time, and we caught 5.
That was a
Now you try to give me crap.
log.
I'm gonna call you out, brother. He told me one time, me and him and Yak Shore was fishing. I said, there's some catfish going. That ain't catfish down there. That's rocks. I said, okay. We caught like 5 or 6 after we I just bam, bam, bam. But I could, if you do it enough of anchoring, and that's all I done was anchoring. You can do it. You can do it. You can see them and tell that see them. Mm-hmm. But anyway, electronics is huge with me. Especially if I'm anchor fishing, it's huge. So, and that's the way I started off. But then I started doing what we call free lining, and that is so much fun. You just take a hook, and I don't use a circle hook. It's more of a Kahle hook, a bait type hook, and usually chicken breast. And we'll just take in no weight on it at all. Sometimes you might put like an 1/8 ounce sinker on there if the current's pretty fast. And you just start drifting. The biggest blue cat I've caught, I've done that way. I caught a 63-pound blue cat on bass. It was a bass rod. I mean, we use bass spinning reels, because you want light line with light tackle to where it'll get down there. If you use a heavy line, it won't go down as good. Yeah. And it's not as natural. So we use, between 12 to 20 pound braid, which is really light, and then just swivel and then that Kahle hook and let it go down. Last year I caught my biggest blue, which was 63 pounds, doing it that way. Nice. So I enjoy that. And now we've started doing getting up on the lake part and dragging boards, and Brandon and got me hooked doing that, and I'm going to get that. I'm going to be doing that a lot more, especially there's Brandon. I tell you, these boys ain't going to give me a break.
I knew you were going to mention Brandon, and I'm glad he came in and then he put that in there to catch a small fish.
So, I've kind of got hooked on that up on the lake, and I've enjoyed doing that. So different times of years, I'm going to do different things, and there's just so many different ways to fish. Bobcat loves the bumping, and I've enjoyed doing that. My attention span's not that great, so it's hard for me to bump. To me, I'm just not. To me, you've learned that, like he's learned every nook and cranny, every hole going down through where he bumps at, and it's. I like the challenge of trying to find those fish, which he did when he started doing it, but now and I just it's hard for me to do. Just be honest. I'm not knocking what Bob does. He's great at what he does. He catches some awesome fish out there. It's just hard for me to do. Dragons kind of can get hard for me to do, because you're just sitting there slowly going up through. And people say, well, that's what you do when you're anchor fishing. Not me. If I don't get a bite within 20 minutes, I'm pulling up rod, moving again. So,
what would you say the ones if you're because there's a few of them he's not in the chat right now, but he'll say that he'll let it sit there and soak for an hour.
Not me. Let me put it this way. If I'm fishing a spot, if that fish is not active in that 20 minutes, I'm going to go find one that's active. Now, you might sit there an hour, and it might not be that hole where he actually came. He may have came up the river and hit that, and you was just sitting there when he came. Mm-hmm. So to me, I'm not in that river that I fish. I'm going to try to find an active fish. So what if I sit there 3 hours? Now I wasted 3 hours and I still didn't get a bite. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to sit there. If I've got a lot of confidence, I might sit there 30 minutes. But if that bait with that bloody bait of cut bait didn't get him to hit in the 30 minutes time, he's not active as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to go hunt an active fish.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the way I am on the lake. If I'm whether I'm dragging anchored up or just suspended, if I'm in an area and like you said, I might give it an hour. I mean, unless I'm super confident that that's a good area, I'll give it. If I hadn't got anything in that hour's time, I'll pull. Either I'll pull. If I'm dragging, I'll pull all my baits out of the water, and I'll go hunt another spot that I feel like will be productive.
Yeah. See, I didn't have Spotlight when I first started. I'd still do it pulling anchor, and I hated pulling that anchor. I got a bad back, but man, if I didn't get one in 30 minutes, I'm pulling anchor, going to another spot, and trying to find those active fish. And not saying that those fish that I saw won't get active over an hour's time. I just think wait. Look, I drove an hour and 30 to 45 minutes to get up there to fish. I don't want to go up there and not catch a fish all day. I'm a hunter.
Yeah. So it's like you may go up there and want to anchor, but then end up having to drag or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
and it's hard to drag on the river part. Now up on the lake, yeah. Now that I've started learning the dragging part, and I'll just be honest with you, I look down on the drag. I'm like, man, that's just people that don't know how to fish. That, and this is me, and I'm an honest person. That's just the way it is. I thought this is people that don't know where fish are. They're just trying to drag to find them, but not really. There's still an art to dragging, to finding where those fish hang around. Yeah,
we're dragging for striper.
Yeah.
A lot of us, that's what it's basically the same thing. We're dragging for, we're throwing out probably, well, actually we threw out more than what normal people do. Up here we threw out probably 12 lines on the boat for striper.
Yeah.
You may throw out 4 to 8 for catfish.
Yeah, striper fishing, you're going to throw out your dang boards, and you're going to throw some free line stuff behind you. You're going to do some dragging.
Try doing all free line.
Yeah, I use striper fish too. So
six on each side. 6 on each side, and they're all different lengths. And
yeah, you're going to have down rods on the sides. You're going to have them in the back with that's going to have planer boards. You're going to have some that's free line straight behind you. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have a smorgasbord. You're going to have, hey, because you had to go buy, we bought our bait. So you might have $50 worth of dang bait dragging around open from a dang striper. So,
absolutely.
So we're going to
striper fishing.
So we're going to do the word of the week.
I'd say we can. We do it.
So Sky's asking. And
definitely.
It's definitely time for our spotlight of the night, our special tribute. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get us a word. I haven't researched a word today, so
Daryl, can you come up? You have a top of your head. Can you come up with a word? Every week we do a word of the week, basically a word that's not a normal use word that we have, and then my daughter comes down here and there she is. She'll actually look it up for us and tell us the definition. But it's a word that we normally don't use.
May hear
something that pertains to everyday life for us.
Yes.
I can't think. I've got one. I'm trying to think of. Lord, when I worked in the office, they used it all the time. And I was like, I wish that had go away. And then I heard it again today, and I was like, man, you still using it. What is it? I can't think of it. Man, you put me on the spot. You should have told me this beforehand.
That's all right. Brandon has one that I'm not even sure what it is or how to properly pronounce it.
Dilator or dilatory.
Someone said like it's something having to do with diets.
Yeah.
Dilatory. I was eating my salad the other day and it was absolutely dilatory.
I stayed in the bathroom 3 days because of it.
You say dilator?
Amy Dev's over here.
Yeah, with Brandon, if you don't want to, you might not want to read it because Brandon come up with some crazy stuff.
Slow to act or intend to cause delay.
That sounds like my everyday life.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I know what to say whenever I go to work.
That's what. So I'm guessing that Brandon is saying that because that's what Daryl does to his fishing is
exactly.
Slow to act to catch the fish or help him fish.
Let's see. I have a new word to go to work with on Friday whenever I am talking to one of the customers, and I go, "Forgive me, I'm dietary at the moment."
You're gonna go. Oh, so do you need to go to the bathroom?
I need to go to the bathroom.
Don't forget to raise your hand. Don't forget to raise your hand and ask if you may go.
May I go to the dietary room, please? That was a good word. I actually I learned something today.
Yep.
All right. Let's go ahead and do our special tribute. It's the top of the hour, so to speak. And like I said, after we do this, I'm going to ask a question that I think everybody asks this time of the year. So let me get over here to it right quick, and let's play that bean footage.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. Until I broke the rules, my life destroyed. Life destroyed.
And there we have it. So the question that I want to pose here for everybody in chat, and of course to both of you, do you remember what you were doing at the time that took place?
Yep, I do.
Absolutely.
Exactly where I was at, what I was doing.
I do too. I was not born yet.
I absolutely know where I was
Yep.
and what was going on.
I still remember to this day, and my wife was working in two towns over. Well, actually, one town over, about 30 minutes from me, and I didn't know what was going on, and I got scared.
We did too. That was my senior year of high school. We were in one of the classes, and they happened to go over the announcement in high school that the first plane had hit the tower, and so we pretty much, the whole school shut down pretty much, and we turned on the TVs. We didn't have no classes the rest of the day, and all that's all we watched. We ran down just enough time to get food and come right back up to the classroom, and that's all we did all day, was sit there and watch the news. It was probably and I talked to my dad yesterday about it, and in our family lifetime, we've had two tragedies that shocked our nation. One is 9/11 for me. The other one was my dad was, 8 years old? 8 years old when John F. Kennedy got assassinated.
There you go. Nope.
Yeah.
What about you, Daryl?
I was in the middle. I worked for a huge cabinet. It was owned by Home Depot, but it was called Ace Pet Supply. It was a division of Home Depot, and we were having a huge meeting. We had appliances, cabinets, and ceramic tile at that branch, and we're having a huge meeting that day with all the managers and everything, and the people. So there was probably 75 people there, and they came and told us right in the middle of it, hey, they've hit the towers. So I remember that. I'm 59 years old. That's something I'll never forget as long as I live.
Nope.
I will never forget the day I was saved. And the other thing that I will never forget is the day that they walked on the moon. That was a huge deal. and I was very young at that time, probably 7 years old, something like that. But I remember it was a Sunday. If you look it up, I can promise you it was Sunday because we were at my grandmother's house watching it on the television when they walked on the moon. So those are 3 dates that I'll never forget. I'll probably remember them as like, I know the back of my hand. So.
Don R. Was actually at the Pentagon, headed back to this motel.
He just left the Pentagon.
Yeah, and I won't ever forget that same day that the heroes that went on that one plane and took the plane back over, even though they crashed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Saved. There's no telling how many lives wherever that plane was headed.
Was it 100 and something? I think they said it was on that plane.
Right, but how many, where it was going and what it was going to hit, had they not went and took back over, and that plane crashed into, was it in Ohio where it crashed? I don't remember exactly where it was at, but I remember. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Oh, it crashed in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, I knew it was up that way. Thank you.
I've got a video on my computer. It actually gives out the timeline from when they left the airport and everything. I mean, it shows perfect timeline, times, everything. Yep.
Yeah, but Williams, I didn't even look over there. It's Flight 93. Let's roll. I won't never forget that. Somebody tried to use that slogan and it made me so mad. It's like, that's not you. That's for memory. Nobody should ever try to use that as a slogan because those people gave their lives to save other lives, and that, to me, that's a true hero right there. That's
absolutely.
Same as the military out there that's lost their lives protecting this country. Those are true heroes. Don't ever try to duplicate that to try to make money off of. Yeah. And that's just me. That's the way I am. So.
So Melissa said that she remembers she had just gotten off work early, seen it on TV, and ran out the door to pick up her kids from school. BQ says he was working at Walmart changing tires at the time it happened. Nephew Austin said, I was eating lunch at school. I know I'm young at 30, but we shut down and everyone's parents showed up along with the National Guard, and we went home. Yeah. Let's see. Don or Irvin, the paid tourist, said he was fishing at the time on a private pond when it come across. And
Don R says at the end, it says my granddaughter was born on 9/11.
9/11. There you go. So,
the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, they had these dogs that could go in and find like bones and stuff from the dead people, and only one person was discovered out of the hundreds of people that died.
Yeah, it was but they were all heroes.
Yep,
they gave their life.
So that special tribute was due to this week.
Yep, I felt it was needed. The stuff that was been going on in our country, and then this week having that memorial definitely was wanted.
Yeah.
Yep. So
great job, guys. Great job.
So now that I hate to say bummed everybody out.
Hey, we're able to do what we do because of great people.
Yep. That's right. That's true. That's true. So getting back to the fishing, where all have you traveled to, Daryl, besides the Tennessee and here in Georgia?
Yeah, well, I actually went up and fished on the dock with Tom and them. I enjoyed that. I really have not. I am somewhat of a homebody. I know I go to Tennessee. I do plan on. I want to go. I want to go up to the Potomac and just enjoy up there fishing. And like I said, the Potomac and the James River, I'd like to go fish those two places. The James River is very underfished from what I'm told for catfish. And there's, that's why there's a lot of great fish come out of there. Potomac has a lot of fish in it. And them boys up there have a good time catching them. And they can catch some good ones every now and then also. Not as often as you see them on the James or on the Tennessee River, but they get some good fish up there. And those are a couple places I really want to go. And there's a lot. I want to go up there and fish with Larry and them on the Barron Lake or Barron River Lake.
Some good fish in there.
Several different places I want to go. I'd like to go up on the Ohio to fish that also. Just a lot of different ones that I've seen on YouTube. And I had planned on doing that, and we've had some family situations that's kind of like pulled me back a little bit. So don't know when that'll happen or if it'll ever happen, but I'd love to do that. I love fishing. I love going places and fishing with people.
Melissa said that she'd love to have you come to their side of Georgia and fish the Altamaha.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
I'm actually closer to the Altamaha than you
What's
are.
going on, Danny Stone? Danny says Daryl got kicked out of Disneyland for trying to catch the Little Mermaid.
Hey, I had her for about 15 seconds. If it hadn't been for that stupid Goofy, I would have got it. Well, that and served security guards that had guns drawn, and that's another story.
I heard it didn't have anything to do with.
Have you ever fished Bass Pro?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I heard it was Daffy Duck, not Goofy.
Well,
so,
I can't tell them all apart. It was dark and
you know, somebody with a big beak.
My eyes were about swole shut. The cat through beat me with them billy stick. It was a bad day. I don't remember. Maybe I was just goofy. I kept hearing them say Goofy. Maybe they were calling me Goofy. I don't know.
They was probably saying, "Hey, Goofy, this some of your kinfolk."
But yeah, I would love to go down to the Ottawa River and fish there, Melissa. There's some really good fish there. I've actually fished it. Now, I have took a trip down to the Florida-Tennessee line and fished the Chattahoochee River down there. Also, with the person that caught the Georgia blue, that's the record, Georgia record for bluefish, for blue cats. Went down there and fished. Actually, fished a tournament down there. We did pretty good in that. Myself and Woody went down there, and it was down there close to Columbus, just below Columbus. And we actually came in sixth, I think, place out of 16 boats. So, and we'd never fished it before. Now that's a whole different story right there. We're used to hunting holes and ledges and brush and rocks. We get down there and they ain't a bunch of deep holes and ledges and rocks and stuff. You're hunting something different, but you got to fit, and it's not a big difference either. But it took us. I think the tournament was like 6 hours long, and it took us 4 hours to figure out before we caught the first fish. And then once we figured out what we were doing, we started catching them, and we didn't have fish for the first 4 hours, but I enjoyed that a bunch.
There you go.
So,
old Chattahoochee.
What's going on, Fresno?
Melissa said that Blue Gabby has or loves the Ottawa. He says has a fish camp there. So,
yeah, I would drag my boat down there in a heartbeat. I love going fishing different places too, because you're like, well,
you can ask for a different hat if you want it. Just tell him that he needs to change his hat.
Y'all want to see a different change? We can make a change. But yeah, I love fishing different bodies of water because you want to see if you are good enough to catch fish in different places, because you go and I don't get hung up on fishing a certain way on the Tennessee. I feel like if a person gets hung up doing the same thing over and over, they're just sticking, they're just sticking themselves in a corner. So
there you go.
I like going different places and trying different things and everything. I would say this, if I was going to go somewhere like that, I probably would drag some boards just to see if I could catch them on boards. I don't know if they do that down there, but if it's like the Chattahoochee down that far, it's real sandy and all. And I probably, if I'd have been good at it, I would have tried it then. We can do the pimp. How's that? I bet a lot of people that's not from Georgia like that better. We always got our hats hanging around here. But yeah, I'd like trying different places. It just gets costly. Gas is so high right now too. I mean, it is.
Those are Goodwill shirts.
Yeah,
Right.
good with sure.
Well,
Those are Goodwill shirts.
she was answering Brandon because he made the bold colors in a Georgia hat. He
Hey,
looks
Brandon, let me just say, Brandon's just jealous because he's not as fashionable as I am.
there
Go
you go.
put your shirt on that says "I love my wife," Brandon.
Hey, he gets those nice and made for him at the fair. Leave him
There
alone.
you go. Yeah, right there. That's consolation prizes when he tries to knock over the milk bottles. I think.
Yeah.
After $50, they give you a consolation prize.
At $50,
But it's expensive. Like we've got some land that's down in Warren County, which is 3 hours from me, and I've got to go down there
1
this
hour
week.
for me.
There you go. I'm going down there this weekend, and to fill that diesel truck, I take some barrels down there to some guys. I can get some barrels real cheap that has the locking rings on them. So I'm taking those down there, and plus I'm checking my land, make sure my food plots are done. But it'll cost me $175 to drive down there and back with that diesel truck pulling that trailer. I mean, it's just same thing with a boat. I mean, it's just expensive. Then time you get a hotel room and stuff, and you don't want to just stay one time and turn around and come back, So it gets expensive, and then we got to get somebody in there that can bring gas down, boys.
No doubt.
I like it when it was $2 a gallon and less, not $3 a gallon up to $4 a gallon.
When you get there, let me know, and I'll see if I can't make a trip over there, and we'll meet in person for a change.
Okay, all right, yep. I'm going down there, but I'm going to be down there Sunday night and just do that and be back Monday. But when season starts, when their season starts, I'll hit you up and let you know. So, what county are you in?
Washington.
Oh man, we're close to you. Yeah, that's right. I told you about used to fish over there, Tarbert and all, and over there. Yep.
So, I'll make it. Since you're gonna be there Sunday, just let me know when you get there, and I'll see if I can't make a.
Okay, it might be late Sunday. I'll have to let you know, but I'll let you know.
I know you'll be back. So.
Yep. I'll hit you up. Send me your telephone number.
I can do that.
Yeah, send me your telephone number. That way I can get up with you.
Yep.
But you just go out there, cut by this Country Gentleman. You remember? You ever know when at Warrenton, the Country Gentleman, when it was called the Country Gentleman store there? When you come from Washington County going towards Hamburg State Park, there, the Country Gentleman, you turn off right there. We used to when I was a little boy, go to Warrenton and eat at the Country Gentleman, get sardines and hook cheese and stuff like that. It was called the Country Gentleman.
I never knew it. Do you remember? Amy grew up there, so do you remember a Country Gentleman?
It was in Warrenton.
In Warrenton.
Called what?
Country Gentleman.
It was the only store there.
My daddy might would have.
Yeah.
I don't.
Her daddy probably would have.
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
When I was a little boy, I tell you what, I'll give you a real quick story. I know I've talked a lot, and y'all just cut me off there. But first time I ever went in that store, there was a stuffed deer. It was its behind, and it had an eyeball in its behind, and it said, "What most hunters see," and that was for a kid that's and like I say, I was going down there with my grandpa, and I was probably 8, 9 years old, and I was like. I was like, okay. I told my grandpa one time, "Did you see that deer?"
He was looking at you while you were looking at him.
Yeah, it was the other side of the rack. Let me just put you that way.
Yep.
I have a lot of. I don't remember things that happened yesterday, but I had a lot of good childhood memories of having some good times. So
Absolutely.
Yeah,
let's get into talking about something a little bit that you put together for a little meet and greet called The Gathering.
Yes, sir. We got that. I tell you what, this thing has grown. This is going to be our 3rd year, and it's thought about doing this 2 years ago and started putting it together. And I thought, I don't nobody know Daryl Morris. There ain't probably nobody coming. I was just so shocked. And I started trying to get, I thought, well, if we're going to bring some people here, I'd like to get some sponsors and give away some door prizes and just eat barbecue, have a day on Saturday and eat barbecue and get together and give away door prizes and stuff. And I started hitting people up that had carried tackle and stuff, and they were just like, yeah, we'll do it. They didn't know me from Adam, and I, of course, me being a salesman, I was selling it left and right, and great sponsors, and we had a great turnout. Over 50 people turned out the first year, and then last year we had about 80 people, and the same sponsors we had from the year before, and then added, and so now. I know it's a long ways off, but next year, May the 17th, 18th, and 19th at Chester Frost Park in Hickson, Tennessee, we're going to put together the gathering again. And this year, we are going to do just like we did last year and have the big fish contest where whoever catches the longest fish wins first place. We're going to pay back this year third place. Last year, we just paid first place, and it paid $750 to Corey. He's a Carpenter Catfish or Catfish. Carpenter Catfish is his YouTube channel. He was fishing from the bank and caught a big flathead, and he won the $750 plus a couple of rods and a reel. I forgot what it was. Over $1,000 worth that he won. Caught it. All these boats was out there fishing, catching fish, and he caught. I can't remember. We went by lengths. That way, everybody just took a picture of the length of it and sent it in. And I can't remember what the length of it was. Somebody out there might. Had a great time. Great time with meeting everybody. I'm going to do this one in honor of OKB. Just Kenneth was just a great guy. I want to honor him at this one and remember him. He came last year and he came again this year, and I can still see him sitting on that bench. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth was a great person. I can still see him sitting on at the picnic table, laughing and joking with people, and just reared back laughing and having a good time.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry. I'm weak-hearted, I guess, but I want to dedicate this year to him. He was a great person, and he come and he always just laughed. And Kenneth wasn't a rich man by no means, but he'd come and did chili the first year, and just he'd give you a shirt off his back if you needed it. So I'm going to dedicate this to him this year, and he's just a great guy. But we're going to try to pay back 3 places this year. We'll do the barbecue. We're not going to do a tournament this year, but we want to all get together to do those memories where we can remember people and have a good time and get together. Just like, Chrissy and Ernie, it was their first time there. They had a great time. And, them and Kenneth they was going to stay in a tent with, over where we were at, and decided they needed to go get a hotel room. So they all 3 went and got a hotel room and then enjoyed each other's company. But it was just a great time, and people taking each other out fishing and fishing from the bank. And, we had the long cast contest, and we had accuracy contest. It's a great time for everybody to get together and just laugh and have a good time. So I want to thank the sponsors that we have this year. Monster Catfish or Monster Rod Holders is going to be a major contributor this year. It's going to help out on the big fish, give us some stuff for the big fish. National Tautapon, they've been with us for this will be their 3rd year. Jack's Bait and Tackle, this will be their 3rd year with us. They've already said they're going to be at FOA Rods and Tackle. Freddie, great guy, everybody knows him. This will be his 2nd year. Triple City Anglers with Haz. He's going to sponsor again, be his 2nd year. Catfish Sumo is going to also be a sponsor. Daniel, y'all know he's just been a great guy to help us out in the community, do anything to help us out. He's going to be doing it 2nd year. Demon Dragons, this is their 3rd year of sponsoring it also. We've got a new sponsor this year, Parker Planer Boards. They've come on boards. They've given us some stuff to give away. Kayak Mike with online catfishing. He's contributed to the big fish. Joe Jellison with Chat Cats. He's going to be helping out with it. You guys, if you want a person, if you want to come to Tennessee River and you can't get me or Bob or one of us, if you just want to go out with a guide, this guy knows his stuff. He will put you on fish. I learned so much from him just watching YouTube stuff. This guy is a great guy. He's got a great personality. And if you want a guide service, go to Facebook, look up Joe Jellison, 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 and he book a fishing trip with him, and you won't be disappointed for sure. Catfish Hunters TV, John and Dana Alfred, they're going to be helping out this year. They've got a YouTube channel. Great guys. They've just come on the scene, and boy, he took the belt from Bob, guys. This is how this man has come on, gangbusters. A lot of people didn't even know who he was. He won the King of the Tennessee River the last time we had it. Fish Sizzle Brandon, another young kid that's out there just killing it on Tennessee River. He's going to be helping sponsor, and of course, Trophy Seeks Outdoors. But I will say, if you're planning on coming, you need to book the park, which is at Chester Frost Park. Those things go so fast. Everybody's like, hey, we looked and there's no place to. It's like, I told you, get them early. If you want to stay there, you got to book those places early. But there's lots of Airbnbs. There's lots of hotels. We're only like 7 miles out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And it's up on the lake. It's on Nickajack Lake. But if you want to fish the river below the dam, it's only about a 15-minute ride, maybe 20-minute ride to the dam to fish below it. Some of the best fishing you'll ever do. Some of the greatest people come. And it's just a wonderful time. We're going to put together a schedule. Myself and about 4 other people with boats going to, before it gets started, about a couple months, we're going to start taking names of people. We'll take somebody out in the morning, and we'll take somebody out in the evening. And what we ask is, if you book with like myself, don't try to get with Bob or Brandon or whoever, or Jody or whoever's going to be doing that. Leave it where somebody else can do it. So if the knucklehead, I hear that. That reminds me of Kenneth so much. But don't try to book with everybody. We're going to try to keep up with it. But we want to take people that don't have a boat or have to fish from the bank out and experience the Tennessee River. One of the most beautiful rivers. Eagles, you can see eagles, deer, wildlife, plus the great fishing. The gorge is beautiful down through there. So we want to try to take people out if we can. We can't take everybody out, but we'll do what we can for sure.
There you go. I might have to come out that way myself.
There you go. Can y'all hear my grandbaby?
I hear that.
He's mad. It's bedtime and he's mad. Let me shut this door. Hang on.
You see where my cursor's at on here, where I'm highlighting it. That's there's the Chester Frost Park campground right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we've got the pavilion this year. I'm afraid we're going to be bigger than it this year. So next year, I'm afraid, like I say, it'll hold about 125 people. We're not supposed to have that many, but they don't say anything. But they've got an even bigger pavilion that holds 325 people. So we won't ever have to leave there, I don't believe. But we're going to do that. We'll get that if nothing else. The parking was tight last year, so they're not going to actually, they're doing this for us, and that's great because they want the people, the ranger station there, the rangers love it when we have people come in like this. And so they are not going to rent the pavilion out that hosts 300 something people, where all the people that's coming this next year will have parking. They can park there because they're just across from each other. So they told me they would not rent that out this year. And so for all the people that had to walk a long ways last year, we'll have more parking this year. So you shouldn't have any problems because they're not
basically even if you outgrow the other one, you can call them and say, hey, we're gonna have to move over to the bigger one.
Yeah, I'd have to pay them, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think I could. I don't know for sure. I won't say that for sure, but I think we'll be okay with it this next year. But I like it being outside. The other one's enclosure; it's inside. So if we can be outside, it's just a lot better to be outside. People just, I don't know why. It just always seems friendlier and more open
always.
fun
Well,
whenever you're outside.
you can mingle a little bit more and
Yeah.
and well, for those that smoke and go out,
Right,
they're
exactly.
outside already. They just barely have to walk out away from the pavilion to be able to do that.
Well, not only that though, you get that many people inside a closed building and all talking at one time, it gets hard to hear.
Right.
Whereas outside, it may get a little loud, but because you're outside and the sound will carry because of that, it's not as daunting as it is inside of a closed building.
Yeah. So, and we smoke the barbecue ourselves. We do that ourselves. So we don't bring people in to do that. And so, we don't worry about cooking. We do that at our campsites anyway. We bring our smoker to the campsite and we actually smoke it right there. So, all of the.
You had me at barbecue.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I tell you what, we had we might have had a bowl that big around left over this year. I smoked 32 pounds of butts for that, and we had 150 hot dogs. All of it was gone. I was like, man, we did good this year. Last year I did that much, and we had like a pan and a half left over, or actually 2 pans left over. This year it was gone. I was like, we did good. So
I'm gonna bring my own Tupperware if I come. That way I can bring some back with me.
Well, we'll be smoking a lot more this next year because last year. Yeah, we were going to have a booth we will be doing a booth at CatCon. Steve has been gracious enough to give us a booth that we're going to be able to advertise CatCon there. And how we're going to also raise a little money is we're going to raffle off a few things there at CatCon. So you guys come by our booth and get a raffle ticket. I say we don't ask. Here's what this is free. This is a free event. We go totally on donations. People giving us donations to be able to. I've rented 4 campsites that are on the side of the lake. Did it again this year where everybody can go down and it's a great place. It's close to the ledge of deep water. I rented it last year and I'm done it this year also. I've rented the pavilion. So all that is not cheap when you do that when you're renting them for 2 days. Mm-hmm. And so it's not cheap. So we run off of what we ask for is just donations. And so this year we didn't get as many donations last year as we did the year before, just to be honest with you. So I've paid out of my pocket, and if that's all we do, that's fine. I want to do it for the people, but we'll be raffling off a couple of rods and some stuff like that. Probably some monster rod holders and stuff like that at CatCon. So you guys come visit us at the booth and hey, get you a chance to win something. We'll be handing out stuff telling about it and all that good stuff. I say we'll have our sponsors up and everything. We appreciate our sponsors so much. Basically, all I've ever done was ask the sponsors was to give us something for door prizes, and they've been great about it. Now we are asking them to throw a little skin in with it too, where we can do the payback 3 places for the longest fish. Where can you donate? You can donate. I have a Cash App, and I don't. If Melissa, you can put this in there. Cash App is Trophy Seekers. Well, it's $ Trophy Seekers, or you can do. I also have a PayPal, which is DMorris Precision Cabinets at yahoo.com. For PayPal. If you would hit friends and family, that way they don't take any money out of it and everything. But that's the 2 ways. If you go to CatCon, we'll be there. Now, so we don't ask anybody when you come to pay one dime. If you don't have a dime to give, we don't want you to give a dime. You know what I'm saying? Come eat. We want you to give you a ticket for door prizes. If you don't have $1, I don't care. I want this for I want people to be able to come there, and if they can only afford to come and get a campsite and stay and fish, that's fine. I don't want people to feel like they need to give me $20, $30 if they don't have it.
Mhm.
That's the way I want it to be. I want this to be for everybody. Whether you got $1 million in the bank or 52 cents in the bank, everybody come and have a good time, and it won't cost you anything except for the trip to get there and your stay, and that's it.
Jeff said that you need to have a raffle for the people and chat.
Yeah, we can do that. We might do that later. I want to try to get closer to the time, before we start doing some stuff. Like I say, we didn't get quite as many donations last year, and that's just fine. So I'm always a creative. I always try to be creative and try to figure out a way to, where it don't cost me so much out of the pocket, guys. I don't take a dime of this. I actually wind up putting money in myself, and that's like I say, that's okay. Woody helps me so much. Y'all know he's my partner in crime, and my fishing buddy. He's helped so much. Russ has helped. Bobcat Outdoors, and I know he'll do some door prizes and all. He always has. So Pontoon Jody, she's helped out a lot. Last year she done a bunch of donations. James with Lord of Mercy. I keep thinking I went blank. What is the name of James's YouTube channel? Help me out, y'all. I went blank.
To my Patriot James.
No. This is James.
I got you.
What the heck? I just drawed a blank. Come on, Jody, Bobcat, y'all are in there. Cool Cats. Yeah, thanks.
Oh,
Cool Cats.
Yeah, James.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he donated Cool Cats. They helped me out so much. I've had so many people that's been good to help me out. And shut up, Brian B.
Go tint some more windows.
I'm planning on trying. I'd like to get up to the Potomac this year, just to their meet and greet, just to give them a lot of grief. Oh,
Excuse me.
But I think everybody will have a great time, like I say, and like I say, we'll get it and get it going. Like I say, it's already, like I say, the pavilion and the campsites is already all paid for. So
yep.
We got the places. We're just gonna go, and we're gonna have the door prize. I just want to get this, get the big fish. I would love to be able to pay. May not get there. I'd love to pay $1,000 to the big fish, $500 for second, and $250 for third place. That's what our goal is to get to. And it gives everybody a chance. I say the bank fisherman won it last year. That tickled me. I was Corey Helms, his name, and when he won it, I was like, that's so great. That just proves that the bank fisherman can do it too.
Yep.
Robbie says, memo on up here, and we'll have the elderly section just for you.
That's all right. I'm 59-year-old. I know I'm getting old and slow.
I thought there for a minute he said limbo up there, and I was like,
I'm still your pimp daddy, baby. I'm still your pimp daddy.
Melissa, appreciate that definitely.
Thanks, Melissa.
That goes a long way. Definitely to let us know that we're doing something good.
Absolutely.
Yes, it does.
I hope everybody's enjoyed tonight. I hadn't bored you none.
It's not been boring, that's for sure. I may be yawning over here, but that's only because I've been up real early this morning, going nonstop. So I didn't have my old man's nap today.
I hear you.
Oh gosh.
Bob's bored. I am too. Me and Bob's already talking about the first time we go out fishing, we're gonna go together and have we're gonna do the comeback tour.
There you go.
Yeah, Brian's like, oh yeah, you're playing the two sides. I see.
There you go.
I tell you, you're used to going, and you're stuck in the house. You're ready to go. Look at all them go dogs. How about it? Go dogs! Get them, sick them. Play South Carolina this weekend. We'll see how good we are.
They hadn't been producing too much in the last
No,
couple of years in South
They
Carolina.
got us picked by 27.5 points, though, brother. That's a lot of points.
Okay, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, hey, South Carolina always gets up for our game. You know, last year we didn't beat them that much.
But we beat them, and that was saying something. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, my boss man is an alumni of South Carolina, and
I'm sorry.
He's always going on about go Cox, and I was like, you don't need to say that, Bubba. Not here over Georgia.
Well, Christy goes go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Yeah, well, bless her pointy little head. She knows I love her. I tell you what happened. I went in last Friday to get the staples out of my knee. This little young girl come in there with an Alabama shirt on. I said, I'm sorry, but there ain't no way you're smart enough to get the staples out of my knee. You need to go get somebody else. She said, I've been told that all day today. I said, well, you ought to know not to wear an Alabama shirt during football season.
Exactly.
And then the woman that come in, then another woman coming, I was joking, but she wasn't want to take it out anyway. But another woman coming there, and she's taking those staples out, and she said, I got something to tell you when I get this last staple out. And she got the last staple out, and she looked at me and says, I'm an Alabama fan too.
Did you look at it and say, well, I knew that last staple hurt a little bit more?
Oh, I'm going to tell you something. Anybody tell you staples don't hurt coming out, it feels like a bee sting every time one of them comes out. I had 26 of them suckers. I told her, I said, no wonder I've been hurting. You've been holding back on me.
The first time I ever encountered staples was whenever I had my gallbladder taken out. And, they go in 3 different spots, one is in your belly button. Well, I had stitches before, and, you can take stitches out yourself.
Yeah, no problem.
So here I am thinking I can take these staples out myself. You see where that's going. So whenever it was finally time to go get them, and I almost succeeded on one of them. I can promise you this. And so by the time it was time for me to go get them out, it was a little bit sore, and so every time he plucked that thing out, I went ow, ow.
little bitty things of blood on each staple come out. Yeah, I thought it wasn't gonna hurt either. I'm like, this ain't gonna hurt. Yeah, right. And then, let me tell you what did that. Then she proceeds to put butterflies all the way down to there. I said, you just took the staples out of my knee. Why are you putting butterflies? Oh, it could, son. Or she called me honey. She said, honey. She said, that thing can still bust open. I was like, oh my God. She said, leave them on for 7 more days. I'm like, well, then why did we take the staples out?
Exactly.
So I got about 52 butterflies across my knee.
You ought to paint them and make them look like little eyeballs.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I'm pretty sure they're the wide butterflies.
Yeah. So is this a fishing show or just a variety show tonight?
Tonight, it goes. Our show tends to get off of one subject to another. So
Agent Murillo says because they will rust. They will rust.
All right, we got a rod and reel in the show, so it's a fishing show.
It's a fishing show now.
This is actually the new Force rod by Triple City Anglers. This has his new rod, the Force.
I have to say, I'm actually kind of impressed with them. I hadn't used one yet, but I'm impressed with the ones I've seen to have.
Yep,
may the Force be with you.
Yep.
And when you fish with this, when you catch a catfish with it, you go, "Catfish, I am your daddy, your father."
Brandon's over here already putting Daryl to work already, and Bobcat for the golf tournament for Brian Bees.
See.
He said Daryl's going to bait my hooks, and Bobcat is going to click my planer boards.
James is going to catch the bait.
Yeah. He said, he said the comeback tour is coming soon.
Comeback tour coming soon. They don't call it a comeback.
I think those had rods are $120, but that includes shipping. So not a bad deal.
No, not really a bad deal. Nope.
Oh, shipping is expensive on a rod. Trust me. Doing these, I did that fundraiser for Russ when he, was out of work, and then I did this one for Bob, and I shipped some rods. That's expensive. That's like $30 minimum. That's if it's going across the road. It goes about 4 states, and it's about $35.
Sky is looking to get your attention there, buddy.
I know she is.
He wants you off the air. Sorry.
Get off and get myself. It's about that time for me to go.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all letting me come on. I really appreciate that, and I love your tribute to 9/11.
I appreciate you coming in and enduring the pain in your knee just to be able to withstand our show tonight. So, and I'll send you that my number here in the next few, so that you can get in touch with me when you back. Like I said, when you're down this way this weekend.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Text me that number and I'll hit you up. It may be about 8 o'clock, but I'm looking for meeting you. I've actually got to drop off some barrels over close to Hamburg State Park. So, we can always meet there at the 4-way there where Sparta or Hancock County, Washington County, and Warren County all comes together. You know where that is?
I do.
We can always meet right there.
I used to live over on Baker Road, so I used to come that way a lot. So
I'm about my house down there is about 4 miles from the crossroads there. All right, we got to go. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I was saying hi to Mr. Certified Fishing Nut there.
Yeah.
Fish is barrel toast recently. Knee slappers.
Barrel toast some real knee slappers.
Knee slappers.
Yeah, just don't get him to slap his surgically repaired knee now.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good. He'd be having a third surgery on that knee.
Yeah. We don't have hogs on our hunting land. Every once in a while they'll come through, but they don't stay there.
No, they travel.
Yeah,
they don't want to stay. They see Daryl's land and go, there ain't nothing here. Just go home.
Well, it's simple. We're about through the woods about a mile from the Ogeechee River. And so they pretty much stay over on that river, I think, instead of coming up where we're at, because very rarely do they come through there. We actually had a bear about 4 years ago. I don't know if it was over in Washington too, but we had a bear on one of our trail cams up there.
Yeah, I imagine you did, because like I said, I stayed over on Baker Road, and we had a few bears over that way. I was out
off that river.
I was literally out just kind of making sure the fire break and everything was good to go, and I was just riding my lawnmower, just so I'd have something to ride. And I happened to look down, and I was like, where did that come from? So I got off the lawnmower and got down there and kind of touched it, and it was still fresh, and I was like, it's time to go home.
Well, see, we got bears up here where I live, up in the mountains, so I don't think nothing of it. But yeah, I split me out. I went out to Miss Jane's. That's the place in Warrenton where everybody eats breakfast at, and showed them the pictures out there. They was like, "There you go."
Yep. Yeah, Miss Jane is she used to have the round table, and that's my father-in-law used to be part of the round table. So you probably had seen him before and you didn't realize.
Oh, I bet, because they still have the old farts table up there.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Yep. I don't never sit there because I figure I ain't part of that. So. Yeah. You have to point him out to me one day, because they still sit there. I go there a lot.
No, I wished I could, brother. He's been dead for a few years now. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, they still got the table up there. The old farts still sit there.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll have to reminisce on that on another day.
I bet.
What else you got for us tonight, Kelly?
Um,
Anything coming up?
Nope, not this week. I don't.
And we have
Next week definitely.
Who was it? Who do we have next week?
After me, you probably don't want to get nobody else.
We've got Dustin
That's good.
and them from Snagging Whiskers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Have y'all ever had Bob on here before?
Huh?
Yeah, y'all ever had Bob on here before?
Bob? Yes.
Yeah, Bob. Okay.
Good Bob.
Yep.
But I'll tell you another colorful person. You need to get James on here.
We will.
Yes.
James is a colorful person too. Brandon's funny too. Brandon's got that dry humor.
Yeah,
He's
we had
good.
Brandon a few weeks back.
That's right. Y'all did have him on here.
Yeah.
That's right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
y'all need to get James on here. Cool
we'll get James
cats.
on here. But yeah, we got Snagging Whiskers next week, and then we've got Danny
That's a good guy.
Stone Outdoors the week after that.
Oh my God, it's y'all are really in bad hurt for somebody if you got Danny Stone coming on.
Well, see, we got that planned out for Danny. What we're going to do is we're going to come in, we're going to, do our normal, intro and, like we did tonight. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to put Danny completely on the screen. We're
And
just
just
going to
sit
back
back.
out
Yep.
and just
We're
let
gonna-
him
we're-
run the
I've
show.
got it set. I've got it set to we're going to do this. We're going
That's
to do
right.
this.
There you
This
go.
is basically how we're going to do it.
He's going, hey y'all, did y'all know that I've caught 4 highball fish now? I'm telling you that Mississippi River over there. If you can get away from the frogs and the gar now, we'll catch some some highballs out there.
Eyeballs.
Black Betty's
actually,
doing the thing now out there on the
Yeah.
Mississippi River.
Oh Lord. Yeah, we got a few more. I think we're still booked up through October.
Yeah.
I think
That's
through
great.
October. So
Yep. We've got
as long as
we got some
everybody's
pretty good coming up. We've got I think
That's right.
we've got Micah's coming up.
Mhm.
Burkhart's
Burke.
coming up. We've got fish what was it, Fishing with Squirrel?
Yeah, I'm gonna have
That's Squirrely
Garson back
again?
on again.
We'll have Squirrel on,
And,
and then we got one right before Squirrel. Can't remember who it
can't-
is
I'd
on
have
my list. My list's upstairs.
Let's see.
There's one right
I-
before him.
Let me see. Let me pull my calendar so I can figure this all out. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. All right, Micah.
Yep.
Micah's on the 18th of October.
Yep.
Dawson is
Yep.
on the 11th of October.
Yeah, right before him. And then there's
That's
one
right,
right before him. I
before
can't
him.
remember who it is.
And then
Oh, man.
Colton. Fishing with Tuck.
Yeah, Fishing with Tuck.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Right.
y'all have had Jody on here before, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
A couple of times.
Hey, I had to take my hat. That's the one person I had to take my hat off to. She goes out on her boat by herself, baits her own hooks, casts them, brings fish.
Oh, absolutely.
You just don't see ladies do that very often. I mean,
I was gonna say nothing for nothing. Jody pulls some good fish,
Yeah.
I mean, and
fishes,
she pulls it
fishes
in.
all the time.
Yep. I have to the Jenny Stone Daryl and Finn. Yeah, I have to hand it to her. I mean, she makes some of us guys look
Yeah.
weak.
I mean, there's a lot of good lady fishermen out there, but there's just I don't
She
think
knows
there's
what
any
she's doing.
that go out on the boat by themselves. Fish, and I mean, fish 2 or 3 nights a week. I mean, she's hard at it. Ain't no doubt about it.
Jody is one touch zebra cake.
Yeah, that's her weakness, zebra cakes. Hey, have y'all tried the zebra cake donuts?
Mhm.
I haven't.
Oh,
I might
man,
have to check that one out. So
you got to try the zebra cake donuts,
They're
son.
good.
You'll hide them from your wife, is what I'm talking about.
You'll eat. You trust me. It's probably one of those that you'll actually rip the bag open and lick the inside.
They're good.
They're good.
I mean, I like powdered donuts. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about them zebra. Don't try the strawberry ones though. They ain't no good. The strawberry, donuts that they
No.
make?
Yeah.
Strawberry shortcake or something? I didn't appreciate them.
No, I'll just stick with the regular shortcake ones.
Yeah,
There you go.
them zebras is good. Anyway, I know y'all gotta get out. Thanks for having me on, guys. Thanks everybody in chat that hung out with us.
Yep.
And
Appreciate
love
everybody,
everyone.
and we will see you on the next one. Definitely.
Sounds like a plan. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you.